Hello everyone, it's Helen from Journaling Planet. Have you ever spent hard-earned money on craft paper that looks a bit like this? Me too. Why? When we have things in our stash that would easily be able to be adopted and made into something that looks just like this. This video is all about how to upcycle any piece of brown paper you might have, from toilet roll tubes to sandwich bags to packaging paper. Brown paper and black ink are one of the most versatile things we have in our stash. On the next day in my 100-day project, let's see what we can create. So when it comes to what you need for this project, the beauty of it is that you need relatively little in your stash. First of all, you just need any brown paper at all that you have to hand, or card. Would you guess that this little embellishment was made out of the inner tube from a toilet roll? You could also use kitchen roll. If you're going to use something sturdier, you're going to be probably making embellishments rather than paper, which is more malleable, but there's nothing wrong with that. This can be done with whatever outcome you want in mind. I'm going to take my sandwich bag first and get rid of all the excess bits that I don't need for this project. All of these will get used in snippet rolls. I'm just going to work with this piece of long brown paper in this instance. Besides your brown paper, be it packaging paper, be it an old sandwich bag like what I'm using, be it the side of an envelope, whatever it is, you will need some black ink. I have experimented with a sort of olive colour, brown colour, that works nicely too, but the focus of this tutorial is going to be black ink because I just want to keep things extremely simple and try and use things that I think most people will have in their stash. It will help to have some kind of ink to go around the edge. It does not have to be distress ink. You can use old lipstick, you can use crayon, you can use anything, but something to edge things with. I am lucky enough to have some distress ink in my stash. If you have an acrylic block, it will make the process quicker, but it is not a necessity. And in fact, you may prefer to work without this and make the pattern more individual. First thing I'm going to do, very straightforward, is load my acrylic block with some stamps. I know a lot of you will want to know where I got all these different stamps from, but I can tell you that these kind of British ones were from a UK shop called The Works, and some were from eBay and some were from Shine, S-H-E-I-N, Shine, and those are the three main places when I'm shopping in big stores where I go, but I largely try and find them in second-hand stores or go to a specialised stamp shop in the city of York, not far from where I live, and get my stamps from there. But I think a search, if you're international, search on eBay, search on Shine, you can't go wrong. I do know that Amazon have some wonderful ones as well, I just haven't bought any from them. Once we've got it all inked up, we're going to just press it on the brown paper. Some of the impressions may come out better than others, that's okay. Okay, so some of the impressions have come out better than others. It really doesn't matter. If I was using each one as an embellishment that I was cutting out, then yes, okay, it would matter more. But this is supposed to be a craft paper motif, and I'm going to be making this into things. I'm going to be cutting it up. So it doesn't actually matter if every single last motif is clear. Maybe if I see areas where I think it's particularly blank, then I might go back with a single stamp and try and press it down again just on its own. Then what? I have this piece of paper that I could do absolutely anything I want with. So one thing I could do is I could cut it up and make a really cute vintage envelope. So let's start by doing that. So start by folding into the middle. Then fold up the bottom like so. And then fold the top down as far as you want the envelope to go. Then we're going to use the fold marks as a way to cut up the envelope. I'm going to cut at a slight angle at the bottom here, and then cut this out the side. Slight angle at the bottom here, and cut out the side. Same at the top. First I'm going to just go around the edges with some distress ink. You should note, look how crooked this side is, and I'm just going to cover it up with the other fold. No one will ever know how terrible my cutting was, except for you all. No one will ever know. So now that I've got some distress ink on that, I'm just going to get my glue stick. Okay, I haven't even gone complicated with the closure. I just wrapped a piece of string around the top of it a few times and tied a bow, arranged these strings, sort of separated them out with my fingernails. And I really do think that you would look at this and not know that it was something just created from a sandwich bag. I think it looks closer to the sort of more professional papers that you would find in craft shops, and it's really just a bit of stamping on some paper. So that's the very first offering. Beyond that, of course, you can also just make your usual embellishment sort of tags. This is the back of an old greetings card. I've already taken the liberty of covering the back of it with some brown paper to cover up any personal messages that were written on the back. But this is just an upcycle piece of, old greetings card. And what I would do then is just take my craft paper, my homemade craft paper, and I would glue it down. Already I think the potential of this is clear just from cutting it into this shape, but I'm now going to finish it, cut the corners off, top it, and create a tag. So I have topped it with some washi tape. I have a video about 10 ways to top a tag where I talk about this technique of using washi tape instead of ribbon. And I've inked around the edges, cut off the corners, and we do have this beautiful tag. I think I could add one more thing to this. So let's see. So I have these little bits and pieces that I fussy cut out of this old piece of wrapping paper. And I think that I'm just going to place a pop of colour on this. I really don't think it's necessary. I just feel like doing that today. So if you want to keep things just brown and black, by all means you can do that. I'm just going to put a little bit of colour on for a bit of variation in these projects, just to show what else you can do with them. Still haven't used any new craft paper, upcycled some old wrapping paper and an old sandwich bag currently. Okay, I'm really happy with how that's come out. Put it alongside this little envelope, and it is quite amazing what you can create with just some brown paper and some black ink. For those of you wondering about the embellishment I showed you in the beginning that was made of toilet paper in it, this one, it really is a matter of doing exactly what you'd imagine. Taking your flattened piece of toilet roll tube, selecting a stamp of your choice, I think the final touch with these embellishments is the inking around. It really makes it look like something you could have got out of a craft pack from a traditional craft store. So I hope this has been an inspiring video. I really need to remember that I have this paper, this brown paper in my stash, and that it's very versatile and that you can make some really beautiful things very simply just with using black ink. You don't even have to have the number of stamps I have, not by a long shot. You can really use any kind of stamp you want, but obviously whatever motif you use, that will determine the kind of theme or feel of the ephemera you make. So do look out for cheap stamps in thrift stores or online, because you can use them over and over again to make lots of different things. Any piece of paper can be transformed with a bit of ink, with a bit of paint, and maybe some old cuttings out from magazines or wrapping paper. So thank you so much for watching. I would love to hear in the comments what you think of this and what other things you've done with brown paper and black ink. And I will look forward to seeing you next time.